Jeff Traylor spent the past 15 seasons as the head football coach and the athletics director at his alma mater, Gilmer High School. Now he's getting ready to go into his first season as the tight ends and special teams coach here at the University of Texas. How's the big city treating you, Coach?
It's been great. Had a good time so far, and it's been great.
Talk about the transition going from Gilmer, your alma mater, a place that you know so well. Your family has such long ties to that community. What was it about the Texas job that made it right?
Well, I've had opportunities before, and that place is just so dear to me. It just wasn't ever worth the move. But I've never had an opportunity at the University of Texas and Coach Strong, and I've had an unbelievable admiration for him as he's recruited my kids through the years. He always told my kids what they needed to hear, not necessarily what they wanted to hear. I thought that was unique about him. So when he called me on the telephone and wanted to talk, I was more than flattered and excited about the chance to come help him.
How important is that when you're looking to get into the college game that you go to a program that as a head coach that you feel like you share a similar belief system with?
Well, it's everything, and I wouldn't have known that, but I've had a lot of great players through the years. So I've had a lot of college coaches come through my door, and I've had a lot of opportunities to develop some relationships with those guys. And every one of them have always said to me, it's all about the guy you work for and the place you're going to be working at. So I always have heard that from those guys. So I knew if I ever got the opportunity, I was going to make sure it was with that kind of person where I aligned up, philosophically, and we just align correctly. He believes in what I believe in, so it's very easy for me to go out on the recruiting trail and tell other people what he believes in because that's what I believe in. So it was just a perfect match for me, and I hope for him. We'll see.
And you've been there as a high school head coach, and like you've mentioned, there's been countless coaches coming through, recruiting your players at Gilmer throughout the years. What do you think can be done to make sure the relationships with the high school head coaches throughout the state of Texas is as good as it possibly can be?
Well, I want to do the best I can to make sure those guys get to know who he really is.
Okay.
And he's such an unbelievable human being. And he has such a great heart. We meet every Thursday, for an hour and a half, going over every single kid's grades. All the stuff that you hear that he says, he is that person. Extremely disciplined person. I get asked all the time, does he have a military background? I said, not that I'm aware of. He's just an extremely disciplined person with an unbelievable heart for kids. And I want to make sure that the high school coaches in Texas know that about Coach, and I want to make sure the players get to know that about him. And as they get to know Coach and they get to see him and be around him, they're going to see the same person that I've always seen. And I'm excited for him and for the University of Texas and me as well.
So those are the traits that Charlie Strong brings to the table. As far as you as a coach, what's your philosophy? What's your approach specifically to coaching the tight ends?
Well, I'm kind of blessed because in our offense we've always had to use that person as a hybrid guy. He's been a guy that we moved around a lot, used him in a lot of different positions, and getting to work with Coach Watson and our staff. That's exciting to me because I already kind of know that world. That's kind of the world I've come from. So we're going to have his hand in the ground and block some. We're going to have him in the sniffer back position and move him around some, more like a fullback per se, and he'll be split out at wide receiver. So, the beauty of the spread is if you can find that kind of kid that can be that multiple, to be an attached blocker, be a sniffer and move around, and to be split out, you just can play so much faster because you can get in so many different more formations. And I think I can really help our staff with that, and obviously I'm learning as much as I hope I'm helping them.
Well, you know a lot about offense. You look at your 3 state championships, the most recent one, your final year at Gilmer, second most points scored in a season in the history of high school football in the state of Texas, twice scored more than 80, I believe 9 times scored more than 60. What was it about your offense that made it go at that pace and rate?
Well, it always starts with players, and we've always had great players. And the beautiful thing about the spread is you want to get the field spread out so you can magnify that kid's talent. And we've had some talent through the years, so don't ever forget that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I'm here is we got to recruit great talent to come to Texas. That was the number one thing. Number two, I had a staff that had been together for a long time, and we always said the same thing, which was, all wrong is all right. What I mean by that is it's not so much that our offense is any better than anybody else's. We just believed in it, and we had great players. And when you believe in something and you've got great players and you're sound, you got a great chance for some big things. And I had an unbelievable, blessed career because I had a lot of great players and a lot of great coaches that helped me.
Also coaching special teams here at the University of Texas. What's step one as far as establishing all the special teams unit to play at the level that you expect them to play at?
Well, it's always about players again. We've got to get the players to buy into how important special teams are, and that's where it starts. We've got to recruit great players, and we've got to get them a real sound scheme. And I know that sounds very simple, but that's not, and it's going to take a lot of work and recruiting and getting our players excited about the special teams, and I feel like we're going to get that done. Coach Strong has an unbelievable reputation for recruiting and having disciplined football teams that play great defense and great special teams, and I just feel like I can help him there.
Well, we've had an opportunity to follow you around a little bit with a camera, mic you up, and recently, during spring practices, we captured a clip here with one of the best. What are you doing that from? One of the best phrases.
When you hear that.
No. One of the best phrases, motivational phrases I've heard in a long time. Let's roll this clip. I want to get your reaction.
This will be awesome.
Be coiled up like a spring coming out of there. I see you, baby. That's a coiled cheetah right now, fixing to prey on some dadgum food. Here we go.
Where does the lingo come from, Coach? How'd you develop that?
Well, I've worked with some great guys, and Coach Norvell does a great job of teaching receiver stances with his receivers, and he has a lot of videos that he's been showing me through the years, and he's recruited my school for years, so Coach Norvell and I go way back, so I stole some of that from him, so I have to give him the props for that.
Well, we can see the passion and the energy that you certainly bring to the table. I'm sure the folks in Gilmer are very proud of you and everything you're going to do down the road here at the University of Texas, so congratulations on the job, and thanks for stopping by. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for y'all having very much.